Hello, my hearties. Hello there, my hearties. A very good evening to you. Fantastic. It's Scottie McClue here, and we are, of course, live on the big one, 9 o'clock. Nothing gets past me, you know. Saturday night, and it's 1 hour of superb, scintillating information, education, and entertainment for not for all the nations of the world. So, welcome, say to Scottie McClue. So lovely to have you with us, and a big dinky-doo to you. Now then, lots and lots to talk about tonight. As always, so little time to do it in. There's Angela saying hi from Cumbernauld. What's it called, Angela? Cumbernauld? Guys, get on here as soon as you possibly can, but tell us where you're watching from. That's the most important thing. We love to know where you're actually watching from. It's very, very important. Très important, I say to you. There we have it. We've got a slight camera angle problem here, I see. I'm going to see if I can straighten it up for you and sort that out. Bit of a long shot, but we'll see how that goes. Is that any better? I say to you. We're also now just needing to come down a little bit, aren't we? That should just about do it, I think. Oh, perfection. As near to perfection as we can get. Hello from Atlanta, Scotty. There's Shane in Atlanta saying good evening to us on the YouTube channel. North by North, you've just got the #1 gifter badge for contributing. A red rose to the live goal. We love it, but remember, you never ever have to give Scotty anything if you don't want to. Can you say hi to Bo and to Eva, please? Yes, I can. I most certainly can. Telephone. You're live on Scottish Phone In. Who's that?
Hi, Scotty. My name is Shane.
Shane, how lovely to hear from you, sir.
I wanted to ask a quick question. Well, 2 questions, if you don't mind.
Yes.
First, how's your Christmas going?
My Christmas is going fantastically well. I've got lots of wonderful things to do. I won't go into all the plans, but I'm going to be very busy over the Christmas period.
How exciting. Now, I'm from America, you see, so I don't know. I'm just going to ask the question. Has it snowed over there yet in the land of Scotland?
Very, very thick snow this time last week, Shane.
That's lovely. My son, he built a snowman last week, and he was having an absolutely fun time. Do you have any children, Scotty?
No, I don't, but you're... Isn't that wonderful? So there we are. There's Shane. What a hoot. I don't think he's from America at all, that guy. I think he's a dafty. Let's see if we can sort that. You're live on Scottish Phone In. Who's that?
Hi, Scotty. Pablo.
Pablo, how are you, la?
I'm not too bad, Dinky-Doo. How are you?
Yeah, just the halfway on there, screaming and shouting. Quite funny.
Oh, well, we brought some educational stuff over there, Scotty.
We have, haven't we? Absolutely. I don't think he's from America at all. I think he was impersonating somebody from America.
I'll have to check back, Scotty.
Pablo, we're getting you coming back quite a bit there. You couldn't turn the background down, could you?
Right, I've not got nothing on, Scotty.
All right. I can just hear it coming back. Can you hear it coming back?
I can't hear nothing, no.
Right.
I can hear the normal conversation.
Okay, no bother. How are you, la? I want to know how you are and what I can do for you.
I'm not too bad, but if I'm coming across bad, I might have to ring back because it's quite a good topic.
You're fine. No, it's a good sound now. It seems to have calmed down, whatever it was.
Right, okay. I just wanted to bring this topic up. I can see a masculine movement happening soon, almost like the feminist movement years ago when they had no rights, and then the push for more what was it, wages, etc. I think the male species are getting attacked so much. I won't call it sexism, but I feel with this social media that's been out for a few years, I'm seeing a lot of posts calling men deadbeat fathers, things like that. And I just feel like we're going down the pecking order. And I think there's going to be some kind of revolution because it seems like the women have got that we're bottom of the food chain. And I wouldn't say we don't have any rights, but it seems strange what's going on with the world.
Well, I think what suddenly changes, if you think your mother and my mother, they worked non-stop and they just quietly got on with being ladies. and they got the respect that they deserved, I always felt. And that was good stuff. So they had a place in society, and the men had a place in society, and the men did all the providing, and the ladies did all the hard work and the bringing up the children and the child care and what have you. And I mean, some of them had like 13, 14 children, you know. So, and they never complained. They never complained. Now, then they really, to be honest with you, the government has been conning women with the feminist movement, because it was really just to get more tax in and get women out working and bring in 2 incomes to houses. Now, the problem is they've then been able to keep the wages down to so low that the 2 incomes don't amount to what a guy used to earn. Yes, you see? So that was the problem that you've got there now. The women have kidded themselves into thinking, oh, we don't need men, we don't need. Now, when you turn around and say, okay, if you don't need men, then there's no requirement for you to be attractive, and the men will go and get on with their lives, and that will be that, and there will be nobody to keep a woman. There will be nobody to get a lady pregnant when she wants to be pregnant, all that sort of thing. Now, that actually suits the people that run the world. So they're very busy, you know, pushing medicines, pushing abortion, pushing termination of pregnancy, pushing the pill, pushing a lack of new people being born, because they want to cut the population down. So this is great. And the women, by going out to work, say, I don't really have time for children, I've got to work. This is great. So what's happened is the women are being hugely worked from the back. They're being manipulated, and they're kidding themselves into thinking they don't need guys. And the switched on women are on the hunt for guys, you see. So it's changed, but it's not changed. It's a con. Feminism is a con.
Exactly. Well, you hit the nail on the head. But I wanted to talk about one specific call you took years ago, Scotty, when a woman was moaning about she got rid of giving a baby and she thought it would change him. Now, what I seen was a post on Facebook, and it brought me back to that conversation you had. The funny thing is, these women call these men deadbeats, but they give him a baby, they give him this, they give him that. And, you know, we still call it. So why would you do that in the first place? If this
it's simply because it's a sort of bid to feel free, to feel non-dependent. It's a bid to do that, you know, to say, I don't need a man. And the rest of it, you say, right, listen, if you don't want a bit of happiness, a bit of marital bliss, you carry on, see how you go. And the answer is they get very self-contained now. They've given the women their phones to play with, you see? So it's all very clever. It's all just a massive plan that stops people getting together. And then it becomes too expensive. Then you have fights about kids, and then you have divorces and all that sort of thing. You know what I mean? So
it's been designed that way, because what we're going through now is you like turn away from marriage, turn away from family. You need to work. This is, you can do it by yourself. I get it. Yeah, I get it.
Yeah, you can do it by yourself. You don't need a man. And if you can get with somebody of the same sex, great. All that sort of stuff. Get 2 incomes. Then you don't have to have sex. Then you can have virtual sex will be the next one. All that sort of stuff. But yes, of course, it's all designed. Hasn't happened by accident. They discovered it during the First World War, Pablo. Yeah. You know, when they got the women into the munitions and driving the ambulances and nursing and all that great stuff. So it's all designed. None of these things, the mess we're in hasn't happened by accident. You know, the politicians have got their orders and they're creating the mess.
Well, Robert says it wrong now. It's not like sexism. You won't call a man sexist.
No.
What was it, misogynistic?
Yeah, misogynistic, that's right. You're a misogynist if you think that men are... But you see, let's look at the evidence. The men have done virtually all the inventing. The men do the working. The men have provided all the entertainment, the football. The men, you know, you're the leading man in the theatre. The men started the television industry and ran the television industry. The men ran parliament. The men ran sport. So the men really are there all the time. You know, all the big jobs were done by men. But now they're having to tick the box and saying, we need to get some females in this boardroom, or we'll have the woke brigade on top of us. Well, have the woke brigade on top of you. And, you know, take the woke brigade to court and say, can you all please stand up and tell us who's doing the objecting here, so we've got a name and a face. Yeah? So that's not, oh, they want or them have said. You see what I mean? You actually say, no. Who actually was it that said this? Same when you're putting up a Christmas tree and the council say, well, we don't want to offend other religions. And you say, okay, let's ask the other religions if they are offended and why. And can we put a name and a face to the offender and the offendee? Yes?
And I bet they can't find nobody because
not a soul. All made up.
You know, we don't agree, Scotty. But we come to a mutual ground where we say, if that's your belief and you want to put a Christmas tree, then that's not offensive. I mean, putting something silly like words in your window and, you know, politicising something, that's different. That's offensive. But having some kind of tradition, it's like what we've just touched on, and it's the means of tradition slowly going as well.
Do you know that the happiest, well, they want the traditions to go. They want everybody to be the same. They want to get rid of any nationalism. That's why Scotland's not allowed to be independent, because that could be seen as a wee bit nationalistic. But it's okay to sing Rule Britannia at the top of your voice in the Albert Hall. That's absolutely fine. So, you know, what you'll find is London nationalism is absolutely fine. British nationalism, you see, the whole point is there's no such country as Britain. So when you get a politician going, I love this country, you say, which one are you talking about? You're talking about England, Scotland, Northern Ireland, Wales. Which one are you on about?
Well, that's it. I don't. Talking about flags, Scotty, when you go to Italy, you see Italian flags. That doesn't bother the tourists. I mean, the people that go away. I think if you live in your country, you should be able to do what your country's done for years. If that's putting a flag out the window or on a car, on a taxi, it should be. I mean, it must be a very small minority of people who's offended. I used to.
Well, nobody's offended, Pablo. That's the whole thing. So being offended is a new thing. You see, you can't actually give offense. You've got to take it. So if I said to you, "Oh, shut up, you daft apeth," right? If you're offended by that, I haven't offended you. I've just said, "Shut up, you daft apeth." And if you thought, "Oh, I'm not having a word like apeth. I'm not being called daft. I'm not being told to shut up by Scotty." You see, all that stuff. You've taken offence. But you've got to do it. I haven't done anything except say what I would always say to people.
I think before I go, Scott, I think it comes down.
And by the way, I don't want you to shut up. You're not daft and you're not an apeth.
It goes back to that suing culture mentality. You can't have no tradition. You can't do that. Touch me and I'll sue. You know, you're scared to crack a joke these days. That's why comedy was comedy years ago, Scotty. Because
that's right.
The line cheeky. It was tongue in cheek. Now it's deemed offence. Now you look at the comedy that they bring out today, and I find that more offensive. I find it disgusting. It's not comedy.
It's not comedy.
Use a swear word with every.
It's not comedy. No, somebody comes out and just F's and Jeffs, and audiences think they should cheer because they think that that's them normalised. But in actual fact, it's not funny, you know?
Well, Scotty, before I go, I think Mrs. Brown's Boys is something that's, you know, quite creative, and it reminds me of the old comedy. You know, it's not as funny as the stuff from years ago, but I think stuff like that, that's comedy. It takes creation, it takes something, you know, what you can, what's the word for it? You can familiarise with yourself or happen in your house. Not the rubbish that they're putting on now. I can't relate to it, Scotty.
But you see, if you look, if I was running a television station, right, and I've been pretty far up in broadcast stations, you're looking at you judge how the program's doing by the audience. And if you're attracting the audience you want to attract in sufficient numbers, you've got a winner on your hands. Now, people like Benny Hill and Stanley Baxter and these people are absolute winners. They're audience winners. Morecambe and Wise, you know, All Dad's Army, the two Ronnies, they're absolute winners. On the buses, all that stuff, Bless this house.
Stuff.
Yeah, it's absolutely fantastic.
If you want a good laugh, Scotty, if you want a good laugh, go back to the old stuff, because this stuff, we're finding it hard. They have to do something stupidity, like nearly break the neck, eat something that was vulgar, swear some more rubbish. I don't know, Scotty. I think I won't entertain it.
No, absolutely not. Listen, lovely to talk to you as always. Bless you, Dinky-Doo.
Okay, Scotty. Dinky-Doo.
See you later. So there we go. Scotty, why don't you do topics nights? Just a thought. Well, we do. I mean, we always have lots of things we discuss. Right, I need to do... hang on a minute. Are you live at Scotty's phone in? Who's that?
Hey, Scotty, it's Kareem.
Kareem, how are you, Dinky-Doo?
Very well, Scotty. I've been listening, been a very good show.
Yes, oh no, great show tonight, actually. It's just what's happening, Kareem. You'll have a look at the YouTube channel, you'll see it's just starting to run now.
Yes.
You know, and TikTok, we've just passed the 30,000 mark, you know what I mean? So it's wonderful stuff.
Yes, and may it continue, may it rise even more.
Yes, no, we'll just keep going, Kareem, because you were in at the start, you see. That's why I like telling you about it.
No, and Scotty, it's going up and up, it's progressing, and that's the main thing.
You were in on the Nation Radio days, you know?
Yeah, I miss those days, Scotty, and it was really hard to get through to you. The lines were always busy.
Always jammed.
But I was very lucky to get through.
Yep, absolutely. Oh, no, these phone-ins are absolute winners. I'm very, very, very surprised that nobody in the broadcast industry spots that, you know, and says, I want Scottie McClue, you know, and they try and give themselves excuses. They go, well, has he not been around a long time now? And you think, yeah, do you not think maybe that's an indication?
Scotty, they're all copying each other. It's quite boring. It's like, you know, these new neighbourhoods that they build and they just look all the same.
It's all the same.
No character.
Well, I was talking to a builder, Kareem, who said to me, we're building tomorrow's slums. Yeah. No, that's what he said. You're going to end up all these little gentrified houses which are selling for, I don't know, 150, 200,000 pounds. They're all going to just end up, you know, as tomorrow's slums. They'll end up as ghettos unless people really do their stuff. You know what I mean?
Yeah. Oh, honestly speaking, we're talking about housing quickly. I like housing from round about the 1980s, very early 90s. My house, 1988. But anything really mid-90s onwards, it's just they're not built to last. They're going to fall apart. You know. You look at the Victorian flats like Victoria Road in Glasgow and these places, or Clarkston, you know, those houses are still going to be there when
they're going. And I mean, and they get more and more valuable all the time. I mean, my old neighbours downstairs in Maryhill, they bought their flat for £800.
Wow, right.
Beautiful big 2-bedroom flat with a drawing room and a dining room, and do you know what I mean? Great big dining kitchen. Yeah. 800 quid, and they were still in it when I was there, you know.
Yeah, goodness. Scotty, it was quite interesting what you were saying earlier on about people being offended. I think it was Ricky Gervais he was saying about that a sad life, and how dare you have to go through life without being offended. Yeah. Being offended is part of life. There's things you're not going to like, but you get on with it. Turn the channel, change the radio station. But instead of trying to have this, what they call the cancel culture, because there's a slight offence, it's absolutely pathetic.
You see, one of the things when you know, Scottie McClue's on the radio and it's big style, everyone discusses it. So it's actually self-perpetuating. you know, half of them will say, so that's Scottie McClue. He should be sacked. You know, that's terrible, the things he says to people. And others, 50% go, oh, no, I think he's brilliant. I never miss it. And neither do the knockers miss it. Otherwise, how do they know? If you don't like something, you put it off.
Absolutely, Scottie. I can guarantee you the information you gave us earlier on regarding feminism, that you're going to probably have some people writing complaining about that.
Oh, yes.
Can't have the truth.
Yeah, they will do the nut because they don't realise they've been worked from the back. So the poor ladies that thought they were heroines by going, I've burned my bra, you know, I don't wear any drawers, I'm this, that, I do this and I do that. They, you know, they're now realising they've been conned.
Yeah.
Think about it. You look at couples nowadays, Kareem. You look at the cost of childcare. You look at all that money coming in and going straight out. So what you find is your salary, a joint salary, every penny of it is spoken for. Everyone gets paid except yourself.
Yeah. It's money coming in to go straight out.
Straight out, absolutely. So everyone's getting paid. So they've worked it out. They said, let's give people about, you know, I don't know, 15 grand, 20 grand, and then see how much of that we can get back. We'll take a third of it back in tax. Then we'll take more in tax if they run a car. We'll tax that. We'll tax the fuel for the car. We'll tax we'll get the car running on insurance because the insurance companies look after our pensions. So we'll do all that. And then what else can we get? Food. We'll get food off them. And then what about our pals at the power company? They could be getting a few quid. And then you say, how much has the person got to spend on things they like going out for a coffee? Oh, that doesn't matter. They don't need any of that.
Just go to work, be a robot, come home. That's it. That's the life.
Yes, and that's what they want. That's how it's all designed. I mean, people just would be having party time, you know. But it's interesting when people rebel. Now, this is a simple one, Kareem, and you'll not know about this because it's back in the day and you're a young man. But the Clyde used to be awash with steamships. And you could go to any of the piers on the train and take a trip round the Scottish lochs, the rivers, everything. Yeah? Fantastic. Now, on a Sunday, you weren't allowed to run boats because that was religious observance. The Christian observance, if you were Roman Catholic, then you only had to be good up until lunchtime. If you were a Presbyterian, you had an evening service at 6 o'clock. So the boats didn't run on Sundays and all that sort of stuff. Now, you then got the day trippers, the Sunday breakers, and they, by demand, made sure that the boats were put on and they could go to Rothsay on a Sunday and have a right good drink. You had to drink in an hotel.
Right, okay.
You had to drink in an hotel. So on a Sunday, there were no pubs open in Scotland. And but what you would do, you would sign in as if you were staying at the local hotel and you would have a wee drink in the bar.
Well, you know, it's interesting, Scottie. It was something I seen a video on TikTok as well about they were talking about employment, and I think they're trying to get away with bank holidays. If you've heard or read that at all.
Well, they're trying to take the bank holidays away from us.
Yes, they're saying it would save the economy a good few billion, and it would just put it back into the...
No, I'll tell you what would save the economy a good few billion. If you maybe didn't have politicians spending 250 billion on a Brexit we didn't need, if you didn't have about 150 billion wasted during a pandemic and 100 billion going directly to a European company, you know, that would save a few quid, Kareem. That would feed a few children. You know? So that's what we need to be looking at. So I think, you know, do you remember a saying, look after the pennies and the pounds will take care of themselves?
Yeah.
Well, that's the kind of government we need in going, no, we look after pennies. We're very careful with your tax money. Here's how we spend it.
Well, it comes back down to most of my conversations with Scottie, that I really hope one day that this country wakes up and realises the potential that they have in an independent country from Westminster. The sooner we get away from their rule, the better, and we'll have more of a lever to negotiate, to trade, and to make this country a lot better. But for some reason, for the love of God, so many people here continue and want to vote to stay and live in poverty.
Because they've had their heads stuffed with the myth. I put up the other day in a video, I said, I think Scotland should be independent to rebuild its own economy. And people say, oh, you get the highest per capita. Say, no. England's been subsidising you for years. I said, no. There's no per capita. All we get is a small percentage of our own money back.
Yeah,
do you see?
Absolutely.
So when you're hearing, oh, we've got this money for Scotland, you think, no. What you mean is you're giving us a little bit of our own money back.
And then they say as well that you would be in a deficit, you'd need to owe so much money. We're not allowed to be in debt.
You wouldn't. There'd be no debt at all. Listen, there was a meeting this week, yesterday, the day before, about £1 billion deficit. Scotland, at the last count, sends 75 billion to Westminster and gets 28 billion back. If Scotland said, listen, we can't give you anything this year, and we don't need any of your services this year, we're going to cover our deficit and do it that way. So we'll hang on to our money, and then we won't have any deficit.
But that's the point, Scottie. This deficit they keep bringing up. Scotland cannot borrow, and Scotland, and it's England. So on behalf of England, it's England's share that they're passing on to Scotland.
Yes, of course.
And at the end of the day, if we were to become independent and agree a certain amount of deficit, that's fine, because that would be paid back, I would say, fairly quickly. If they were to really be awkward about it, then there's a lot of things by law that we can actually take from our neighbours down south to, well, you have this, that.
Kareem, yes, let me tell you this for a starter, right? Say we went independent tomorrow, well, Monday. Let's wait till Monday. Let's not be Sunday breakers, okay? So say we waited until Monday and we went independent. Westminster would immediately owe us £60 billion for national debt that we don't owe. 60 billion quid would have to come up by van. Yeah, absolutely, because the interest would be going. So a check would need to be fired right in, or somebody would need to type it into Scotland's account and give us 60 billion quid immediately. And then there's also money that, if you look at what Thatcher, reparation of damages, Thatcher sold Scotland off at a knockdown price. Oil and gas went. The power companies were given to buddies that were conservative voters and all that sort of stuff. You know, I think even her husband got part of the shipyards at a knockdown price, and the shipyard owners didn't do well at all. So it was just carved up and handed away. I can remember there was discussion about 2 sugar houses. Somebody said, well, they're either going to close one down south or they're going to close Scotland. And he said, and I'm going to tell you right now which one it will be. And it was, yeah. So the money was all taken because Thatcher looked really good by stealing all the money from Scotland, putting it in Westminster or putting it in London. You know, everything looked great about working in London, working in the city, making a few quid. You know, selling off all the council houses.
Again, it beggars belief that we have so many people up here that know this has went on, accept that this has went on, but still want to be under Westminster rule. And if there's anything like this remotely that the SNP do, they're out banging a drum in the street wanting blood. It is the double standards that, it's the sad part of this country, that we've got half the country very patriotic, demanding change, want to be progressive, when we've got the other half of the country where they're more than happy to stick their head in the sand, live in the Stone Ages, as long as they get to be ruled by Westminster.
Yeah.
The one thing I'm going to say, Scotty, before I go, and I'm saying this to people that are listening just now, when Scotland becomes independent, and it will be when Scotland will be very progressive, we will be inclusive, we will have a monarchy that will rule the way, and I am so forward to that day when it happens.
Fantastic. Yeah, and get the Not My King law out the road, because they're just a pest for independence.
People think that's going to be an issue. I mean, they're getting too much airtime. I keep saying, my friend who is being indoctrinated, British, God save the king. And I said, you're right. Okay, that's fine. God save the king and an independent Scotland, because they're nowhere. The monarchy will be staying in Scotland. We will move forward as a country. We'll get back into Europe. And all these things, you either come with us or you get left behind.
Right, here's two guys just on right now, Kareem. Zabedru says Scotland will never be independent. And Jeffrey says Scotland does not have a monarchy. So how little does Jeffrey know?
It's embarrass themselves,
isn't it?
The lack of education,
lack of knowledge,
or it's people that have told them something at the football that clearly they don't have a clue themselves. And you've got the white papers, 9 of them now that have been released, stating very clearly in detail what Scotland will do in every scenario, but they still come up with stuff from 2014.
Here's Jeffrey. Who is the King of Scotland? The King of Scotland is King Charles. Yes, in perpetuity. We voted him in 1320 at the Declaration of Arbroath.
I think, Scott, you're going to have a few characters now really embarrassing themselves, showing how they are.
How little they know.
Half of this country.
Kareem, you certainly haven't embarrassed yourself. Lovely to hear you. And Dinky-Doo.
Thanks for taking my call, Scotty. Good
no
night.
Bother. Privilege, sir. Good night. God bless you. That's our Kareem. Quite brilliant. And excellent call. Now, let's get a little bit of stuff going on here. What's happening? Let me deal with the dafties. Who's this first? Hello, you're live on Scottish Phone In. Who's that?
DINKY-DOO, lad. Tom here.
Tom, lad, from Belfast. How are you tonight?
I'm all good tonight, Scotty, and yourself?
Wonderful. What a great show tonight, Tom.
Yes, great. I'm actually changed things up a wee bit. The phone's getting fixed at the minute, but I've got you on the big screen and the TV. I managed to cast it up to the big TV,
Fantastic.
Fantastic, yeah. I'm actually watching you right now as I'm on the phone here.
I'm just going to get rid of a couple of idiots as you talk to me, Tom, if that's all right.
Yeah, no problem at all, Scotty. Scotty, there was people, you had a fellow on talking there previously about people getting offended and all that.
Yeah.
Whatever happened to people just getting on with it and just, it's only a bit of banter and just accepting it?
Getting on with it and enjoying it, Tom.
I wouldn't say, maybe not accept, but it's just a bit of crack, and there's no need to get so wound up about it, Like,
no, well, there's no need to get wound up at all.
Whatever happened to them is, like, do you reckon it's, social media or something that's brought people to
well, no, I think there are definite, the powers that be are on campaigns to see how much they can screw out of the people and how well they can control the people. Politicians, their big thing is control. What happens if the people get out of control? Now, the people are not interested in getting out of control. I mean, they're pretty close to it at the moment, but they're not really interested in that. They're interested in getting on with their lives and saying, is there any chance we can be a bit more careful with our money?
Surely. It's like everybody nowadays, they're just doing their best to get offended.
Yes.
And as you said, you have to take it,
Yeah, but you can't offend anybody. They've got to take it, as you say, and that's up to them. And really, you would then put the question. I mean, we used to discuss this on the radio. You would then put the question: does anybody have the right not to be offended?
Yeah, like, it's not a necessary requirement to be offended all the time when they say something along their lines to you, just that's their opinion and just respect that sort of thing,
Yes. Yes, absolutely. I'm just going to...
That's my view in the matter.
Well, no, that's a very, very good view to have, Tom. Absolutely. Because there's a lot more respect of everybody's opinion. Same thing, like when people say, oh, religion causes a lot of problems. Religion has never, ever caused a problem. The problem is a lack of knowledge and understanding. When people say, like you've had this in Belfast, for 100 years, people say, but they're a different religion to me, if you get my meaning. No, they're not. They're exactly the same religion as you.
Christian.
They're just a different denomination.
Religion's only a problem if you make it a problem.
Of course it is.
People doing that,
there's plenty of people doing it and trying to do it. But I think the good thing about Ireland is they now know that, America won't put up with any nonsense.
Exactly, yeah.
And America stepped in with a big stick at the time of the agreement, said, there's your agreement. Anyone that breaks that is for it.
I don't know what they're doing at the minute with that head kiss, but,
Yeah, absolutely. I know exactly what you mean. But I think if we give it a year, the Don will be back.
Yeah, the 2024.
Yeah.
No, whenever I went over there, the family, when I went over there about a month and a half ago, the family, they're big Trump supporters out there. They got the Trump flags up. And it was very welcoming. As we were driving up the driveway, you see the Trump flag sitting up. It was fantastic,
Yeah, no, absolutely.
Yeah,
absolutely. I think that's what's going to happen, Tom. Just watch this space. There are plenty of good things. There's lots going on in the world. There's some hell on at the moment, and the hell is meant to distract us from the big picture. But if you just stay cool, watch the big picture, then things will start to unfold.
I don't know if this has made the news over where you're at the minute, but the rail and bus network here is on a big strike. Did you hear about that? No, maybe you didn't.
Say again. The rail network.
The rail network and the bus network are on big strikes.
Yes, I did. It's made it to the news over here. Yep.
And it's an absolute disaster. Now, today I was down with the grandmother seeing family in Belfast. And I was getting a train from a town called Lurgan.
Yep.
That's where she's living at the moment.
Lurgan, yep.
And I got on a train pulled up at 20 minutes past 12, and it was timetabled to stop at where the relative I was visiting, where they live. Next thing you know, the train flies past that stop as I'm on it.
Yes.
I said to the conductor, why is this train going past this stop? He says, oh, this is a Christmas special for all the shoppers. I says that wasn't online, and it wasn't on the timetable. There was no notices at all in the station saying that. And when you get on the train, normally it says this train is for whatever, and it calls out all the destinations. He had the PA turned off, and it was an absolute disaster. And I'll be honest with you, my grandmother isn't the best when it comes to walking and stuff, at her age.
Yeah, of course.
We ended up in a town called Botanic. Well, it's a sort of suburb on the outskirts.
Yeah.
Near Belfast town.
I've heard of Botanic, yeah.
And then I had to get 2 more trains back up the way I came to get to the person's house. And it was not. And then on the way home as well, I'm sitting at the train, raining like mad, the wind. And next thing you know, an announcement comes over, trains cancelled. Next one wasn't for another hour, so she had to walk a good 15 minutes, with the arthritis, and get a bus.
Not
and
good.
The bus was an hour long,
Not good.
Absolute disaster. Like, the railway network hasn't been this bad since 30 years ago when they had the old trains on, and the old trains had seen better days,
Oh, yes, absolutely, because they'd have been around since the 1960s, probably.
Yep, that would have been right, yep.
Did you have the diesels, David?
Yep, diesel trains, yep.
Well, right, I'll almost guarantee these old trains would be diesels. They probably had Gardner diesel engines slung under them. Lovely things. Or up in the little diesel engine, there's just a great big diesel engine in a diesel engine, if you know what I mean. Under all that big front cowl. But they would have replaced the steam trains in 1965, am I right?
Around then, that would be right, yeah.
Yep. So I went to school on steam trains.
Sure.
Fantastic.
You still see them come past the odd time, you know.
Yeah, you see the odd steam train. I mean, they're beautiful, beautiful things. The only problem with a steam engine, and I mean, this is what built this country. This is what we are frittering now. But the Industrial Revolution, so you're talking, what, 150, 170 years. And that was the steam engine. But the steam engine is actually remarkably inefficient as engines go, as power units go.
Yeah.
You know, probably the best would be the electric motor, which is 85% efficient.
Well, the trains we have here at the minute are diesel, but they're more sort of an economical variant. But the trains we had beforehand, they were donated to third world countries.
Ah, right.
And the new trains we have now are made by a well-known Spanish company. They're quite good. But the Enterprise train that runs to Dublin, it's owned by a French company. And they're the most unreliable trains you can get, always breaking down. But luckily, a big new funding has come in to get something like 10 new trains or something. So by 2 years' time, all them Dublin trains are going to be electricals, and they'll be much more reliable, you know.
Electrifying the network. Tom, lovely to hear you, and regards to you and your family. Lots of love.
Thanks so much, Phil.
And we will catch up soon. A dinky-doo.
Dinky-Doo, lad. You're looking well tonight on the video here.
I bless you and thank you.
Dinky-Doo, lad.
Dinky-Doo, lad. Top man. That's our Tom. Great guy. Very, very good. Now, lots and lots of reaction. Couple of dafties, of course, on there. I wonder if I've got the right Shane there. We'll be serving spaghetti Nagans, having his Christmas dinner. Hello from Poland, says our Polish man. There we are. I do not know what you're talking about, Shane's Polish man. Hope everyone's having a great night. Otherwise, yes, indeed. Hello, John. Yes. Hope you've got a great day. That's excellent stuff. I'm just reading all this out. Shane, do you feel better now? Wonderful. Rick says, hello, everyone. It's Rick from Atlanta, good friend of Shane as well. Hope you're doing well, Shane. Fantastic. Philip there, good afternoon from Woodsbury, Scotty. Good afternoon, Philip. How lovely to have you with us. Shane's all right. He's at my house right now, and we're having a drink. Don't worry, says Rick. Absolutely, Rick. And I take it everything's okay. Is Shane still able to get on, Rick? That's the most important thing we want to hear from you. If you're on the YouTube channel, please do subscribe. We need about another, I think maybe another 25, 30 subscribers would be wonderful. Guys, thank you for your beautiful, beautiful gifts on the TikTok. Scotty, been in hospital for 5 weeks. I'm better now, says the wonderful Keith Snedden. Hope you're well, my friend. Keith, so lovely to hear from you. And Dinky-Doo, I say. Now then, who else have we got here? What a fantastic turnout tonight. I need more followers on the TikTok, guys. Wills Me has just joined us. Thank you. Get sharing as well. Fantastic. What do you think about the youth today? Very opinionated, says Roger. The housing is dilapidated, says JD. Every time I think that the rule of Scottie McClue, I laugh to myself, pardon me. Hi, you're right. Diversion's part of the tactics. Tom Phillips has sent me £1. What a top man, Tom. That's very, very kind of you. And I thank you for that. We'll be back to the phones in a minute. We're just catching up with all your messages. Wonderful turnout tonight. Thank you to Richard J. Tanner. Up the Royal Artillery, says Decky. The Royal Artillery, Decky, we salute them. Fantastic. Beautiful, beautiful stuff. Can I wait if Scotland becomes independent? Will you leave the EU? Well, Jeffrey, we've already left the EU. So you mean we'd be going back into the EU? Is that what you're saying? Good evening from Leith, from Junction Street, Scotty, says DJ Roman. Yes, DJ Roman, how lovely to hear from you. There we go. You're live on Scotty's phone in. Who's that?
Hello, Scotty.
Hello, who's that?
My name is Mr. Magoon.
Mr. Magoo.
I just want to call on and ask you, how's your evening going?
My evening is going beautiful, and thank you so much for asking. Very, very much appreciated, I say to you. Good man, Scotty. No, you good man, Tom. I tell you. So there we are. Now, who else have we got? Good yarn as always, Scotty, says the wonderful Tom Phillips. Absolutely, Tom. Now, who have we got here? There's Sonny trying to be funny. How do I phone in? You just dial the number. You're right. Absolutely. Of course we're right. How are we doing, Scotty? Connor, Dinky-Doo, I say to you. There's David has just joined us. Lovely to have you with us, David. Can Shane still get on? I hope so, Philip. You can't beat a Scotty Saturday night phone-in, says the wonderful David Taylor. So there we go. Let's just see what's happening here, guys. There we are. Is that Scotty phone-in, is that?
Hi, Scotty. My name is Jonathan.
Jonathan, how are you tonight, sir?
Well, I called on a few weeks ago before Halloween, and I was asking about where you got your hat from, because I wanted to shoot you for Halloween. Just wanted to give an update. It went fabulous. Okay, I dressed up as you. Everyone loved it. They knew exactly what I was talking about.
That is absolutely incredible, Jonathan. So they all remembered Scottie McClue.
They all remember Scottie McClue. It was absolutely breathtaking. I couldn't believe it.
What a wonderful idea. I thank you. I love that. Because we've got new generations now meeting Scotty, you know.
I would never want to be anyone else except you for Halloween.
Fantastic. Dinky-Doo, Jonathan, bless you.
Dinky-Doo, Scottie McClue.
Dinky-Doo, Lala. That's Jonathan. He dressed up as Scottie McClue at Halloween, and it went down very, very well. So there you go. So true. So true. Excellent stuff. Now, can Shane still get on? Philip, ask Shane to try it, and we'll see if he can get on or not. Dinky-Doo, Scotty, what's happening? There's Chazza. Maisie has shared the live. We love it, guys. How amazing are you guys? Fantastic. I need followers, please, on the TikTok and subscribers on the YouTube channel. You're live on Scotty's phone in, who's that? Beautifully done. Thank you very much. Very much appreciated. Now, there we go. Hello, Scotty. Shane's saying he can't message. I think you banned him by accident. No, he's not banned. I can't get through. What's happened? So there you are. David, you should be able to get through without a problem. There you are. Give it another whirl, I say. That would scare the kids at the door. Someone dressed as you, Scottie McClue. Amy, very naughty of you, I say to you. There we go. Generation Z, all you need is a car and a phone. Dinky-Doo, a wee cuppa to you. Thank you, Pete. Very, very much appreciated. How we do? Oh, my goodness, we look at the time. What a brilliant program tonight, by the way, guys. Thank you so much. There's Rick from Indiana. Rick, lovely to hear you again from Indiana. Rick is a long-time viewer of Scottie McClue. Oh, here we go again. You're live on Scotty's phone in. Who's that?
I'm through now. Starting by the way, you get lots of problems tonight.
Have I got what problems have I got, Davey?
There's a lot of people on YouTube taking the mickey out of people, and they're really sick anyway. It's normal people. These are idiots. You know what I mean?
Well, I've just got rid of a whack load of them, Davey, so you shouldn't have any bother now.
I mean, there's one cockshooting Walsh, his dad passed away, and some in Proserton, he said, I go to my dad's grave, there's six people.
Yeah, yes, they're very, very sick, Davey, but unfortunately, these people are walking the streets.
I know, it's terrible.
And unless we get them all institutionalized and and into a mental facility, then I'm afraid they'll always be walking the streets.
Yeah, it's awful. Right, Scott, right, Okay, tonight. Before we go further, Scotty, I think you need to stay a bit longer tonight because you're interesting tonight. What do you think about that?
Oh, it's great tonight, Davey. Unfortunately, we can't stay on longer than an hour on the TikTok. Otherwise, you can't download it for the people.
You can still log on YouTube, can't you? Yeah.
Well, we could probably stay on a wee bit on the YouTube, but again, you know, you can't. Well, no, you can do the YouTube. That's okay. That comes as a package.
You can do this tonight. I know you can, son.
You can do it, son. Absolutely, it's huge tonight, isn't it?
It's great. It's amazing.
See, I think, Davey, one of the reasons that you've got these people coming on is because the show is growing. Now, as it grows, we'll get more problems, but we'll also get more quality. Do you see?
It's so cool, Scotty, you know.
And the YouTube's growing. Have you seen the rate the YouTube's growing at?
Yeah, but the imposters they said they should just join the whole family and be
decent people, grow up and all the rest of it, but they don't know how to do that.
No,
nobody's taught them. You see, we need to teach them. People like you, instead of doing your nut, needs to teach them what a proper, decent human being is like, and that's your job.
They're so sick. They're so sick anyway.
Davey, stop giving them airtime, right? These people don't matter. These are idiots. Don't even waste your time.
Aye.
You know?
So you talked about me for the other day about me getting robbed in Scotland. Well, so we are, right?
There's the wonderful Keith Snedden back, Davey. He says, take care, Scotty. Keith's been nae wheel, but what a tremendous fighter he is.
There you go. So
and he's been so generous to this show.
Aye, he's a great guy, yeah.
Here's Roger Ramjet says, I'm going to send you a desert floppy hat from the KOSB Gulf War in 1991, the King's Own Scottish Borderers. A desert floppy hat.
Scotty, I could tell you a lot, but we've not got a lot of time. As I said, stay on a bit later.
Well, no, let's get on with it. Don't waste time with the halfwits. Let's get you talking.
Well, first of all, you know, you did put a good story the other day. It was on a wee story only, on your story, my story. You said we're getting robbed in Scotland.
Yes.
Right, so, and you were correct. And I said, well, wait a minute. They're trying to get rid of the fossil fuels, but we still get coal. Do you understand?
Yes, but you see, I saw your post, very good post. What happened? Right. What you see, there's a lot of things that the government have done in Scotland that I don't agree with, and one of them was shutting down Long Annet Power Station.
I can't stand the government.
You know, they shouldn't have shut down Long Annet. They should have mothballed it if they didn't want it. It's a coal-fired power station, and this, would you be happy to receive higher bills for net zero? Answer, no. No. We want lower bills. We're falling down with fuel. We should be able to keep warm for the next million years for nothing. Wind power, wave power, right? All that. We've got all that. Coal. Peat. I mean, people up in Lewis and Stornoway have got fuel poverty, and they're sitting on tons of peat.
I'm trying to investigate.
They're beside the oil and gas fields that Thatcher sold off.
Yeah, I'm investigating things about the old coal times. There's the old chimneys in West End. Has it been blocked off? What's going on here?
No. When I had the West End flat, sorry, I was just putting a lemon pip back in the glass there.
That's fine, son.
Everybody saw it anyway, so I can't hide it. I thought, I'm not swallowing that. I'll just put it back in the glass. Anyway, I squeezed a lemon in the night, and the pips are in it, you know.
Lemon's good for the body.
Oh, I like a wee bit of lemon, you know. You can't imagine. Yeah. Keep it lemon, I say. Keep it lemon, absolutely. But no, what I was going to say to you, Davey, about the whole power thing, we used to have our own town gas. So see, when you were a wee boy, Knights would have a gasometer. I'm trying to think where the nearest one was.
Right.
And that was that great big grey cylinder that sometimes it was up and sometimes down. You know, there's one beside the motorway and the M8, the gasometer. and that was the amount of gas for the town gas. Yeah. And then people had the coal fires, and the coalmen came round shouting, "Coal!" And you got it for that's it. Yep, and you got it for 12 and 6 a bag for grade A. Now 12 shillings.
We got a big bag of
62 and a half p a hundredweight, and that would do you for a good 2 or 3 weeks.
So Scotty, I'm baffled. As I said, you can still buy coal. So what's going on?
I know absolutely what is going on. Well, they're trying to do all this, get you. There's more money in all this green stuff, but the world will turn to absolute hell if they pursue it. There you are. There's JD saying the Dawes Home Gas Works. So that's where your gas would come from, up at Dawes Home at Maryhill.
I'm around the corner from that.
I know the Dawes Home. Yes, lovely. And you got to walk in the Dawes Home Park.
It's beautiful, of course.
And do you know that there used to be, you know where the vet school is, Davy? Up the switchback.
I've my vet for me, Willie, up in Clydebank.
Well, up the switchback, you know, when you go up from Annie's Land over to Bear's Den. Well,
there's one that's better than others, the paw shop. It's called the paw shop.
The paw shop. We love it. Absolutely. Well, the veterinary college is in there. And that was a huge, big mansion house called Garscube House.
The Garscube, it makes sense.
Of course it does. It's all that stuff. Yes. Here's a dafty shouting, Davy needs his bed. What are they at? I think we'll dump them. Let's dump them.
Put him. See his face, crunch it against the wall.
He's away in the Swanee. There you go. Chicken up. You know, once they start chicken up, I think away they go. They're not adding anything. And there you go. So that's what's going on. Go on, Davy.
Yeah, I'm passionate. Here we go back to the king should sack Rishi Sunak.
Do you think call a general election?
Come on, yeah.
Right, I shall put that to the nation.
Yeah, okay. You stay on if you want, okay, my friend.
DINKY-DOO, Lala.
And by the way, before I go, John's not well.
Oh, no. Send him strength and love from ye.
He's never his face.
Oh, no. I know what you're talking about. Right?
Yes. So he's getting help, but he's not in my house.
Right. No, I quite understand why as well. Hey, and DINKY-DOO. Ta-da, la, la. Well, that's our Davy. Now we're going to have to dash. I don't think we're going to make it with any more calls tonight, guys. We are right out of time. Chazza says, Scotty, keep it lemon. Absolutely. And DINKY-DOO. There we go. Now, what have we got here? I need another 20 to 30 followers, guys, on the TikTok. So get following. DJ Adelaide, I thank you for following. And thank you for my beautiful gifts tonight, guys. You're amazing people. Tremendous. Now, I think we're just about out of time. What a shame. What a fabulous show tonight. Good seeing you. Keep on keeping on, brother. Jason, lovely to hear from you. Now, Scotty, Davy took up the whole time. No, but Davy's very good. I say, Chazza says, keep it lemon. There, could you recommend a nice scotch? I don't drink scotch anymore, but I could recommend nice scotches, I'd say. Great stream, Scotty, says Negan. Thank you, Negan. Can we say good night to our beautiful talkers? We love you. DINKY-DOO. Wonderful, wonderful people. The TikTokers there, guys. We're still on the YouTube channel, so to our lovely YouTubers, we say DINKY-DOO to you as well. Lovely to have you with us now. The goodbye song, says Tom. Yes. Preach, Negan, tonight really healed me again. Thanks for the support, everyone. Not at all, Shane. You're welcome, Shane. We're a family on here, says the lovely Susan. I think there's some imposters on right now. I've no doubt there are. Hello, everyone. I'm doing fine, says Shane. Always I have a political debate, and this afternoon. See you later, ladies and gentlemen. Philip, fantastic stuff. Do that. That would be wonderful. Right, are we ready for the goodbye song? After two. Goodbye, everybody, goodbye. Take care, everybody, as you go. Goodbye, everybody. Auf Wiedersehen. Au revoir and cheerio. Cheerio, my darlings. Lovely being with you tonight. Real quality. Everybody subscribe to the YouTube channel. Everybody follow on the TikTok. Watch all the videos. They're made with love for you. Stick out your tongue and say ta-ta, pa-pa, and again. Last chance, pa-pa.